Hello friends, another Homeworx candle review for you today. And before I dive into this review, I did want to let you guys know that I do have other candle brands to review this holiday season. I typically like to wait until I am about halfway through the burning process, or at least get 4 or 5 burns in before I come on camera and share my thoughts with you. And for me, most of my collection is Homeworx. However, I do have some KRINGLE on their way to me, as well as I have some Bath & Body Works that I've recently ordered, and a couple in my collection that I've been burning right now. And I also picked up some Yankee Candle over the weekend. So I wanted to let you guys know that I am still currently, burning some other candle brands, but these are the ones that just happen to reach that halfway mark, and it just all happens to be recently that they all seem to be Homeworx candles. So I promise I have other candle brands to review for you, but today we are still with Homeworx, and this is their Season's Greetings 4-wick 18-ounce jar. Now, I picked this candle up in early October at my local Homegoods. It was one of those like Homegoods, TJ Maxx stores, you know, like the superstore. And I know that that is where most people are finding this candle. It had a brief run on the homeworx.shop website. At the time of me filming this, I have not been able to find this one on any online retailers. So if you happen to know where you can purchase this candle online, then go ahead and share that in the comment box down below. But as of right now, to my knowledge, this one, if you come across it, it will probably either be at TJ Maxx, Marshall's, HomeGoods, or it will be, I don't know, maybe through like an online reseller. So the scent notes of this one are Juniper Sprig, Winter Mint, Red Currant, and Balsam. To my nose, this one is definitely a tree forward type of scent. It's definitely balsam and that juniper sprig in there. I actually find this scent to be delightful. In fact, when I picked it up in the store and smelled it on cold sniff, I absolutely loved it. I think I mentioned in my Homeworx holiday haul, I think I put that up way back maybe in October or early November. I had mentioned that when I smell this candle, it is actually like, it reminds me of a quintessential Christmas green type of note. I actually really like this one. Tiny little bit of that mint in the background, but it's not somewhere where, like, if you don't like mint scents, this is not like peppermint or eucalyptus or anything like that. So if you don't like minty notes, I would not let that scare you off in the slightest. This, to my nose, is predominantly balsam and that juniper sprig, maybe a tiny little bit of red currant in there, but even that is not predominant to me. This is not really a super fruity scent. This is definitely a tree forward type of scent for me. The balsam note is actually what sticks out to me the most, with a little bit of that juniper. Now, funny enough, I grew up in Southern California. I grew up about an hour north of Los Angeles. And it's so funny because I know that for a lot of people, if you've never visited Southern California, a lot of people always think of beaches, right? Beaches and rolling hills and, you know, scenes that you saw from like OC, like the Orange County. And yes, that is all there. However, California has a very diverse topography, and where I grew up was about, I want to say about 3,500 foot elevation, and we had a lot of juniper trees around us. And so when I smell juniper, I actually do think of the holidays, because we had a lot of that tree available to us around. And when people would burn, you know, fires in their fireplaces or around the campfire, I actually love the smell of juniper wood being burned. That's just a little side note there. So I do know what juniper smells like, and it can get a little bit strong, but I don't really detect that in here. So when I smelled this one on cold sniff, I thought, oh, this actually reminds me a little bit of my childhood Christmases. And so I not only proceeded to pick up one candle, I picked up 2 because I liked it so much. So you'll want to keep that in mind, because this is where the review might take a hard left. So I'm going to go ahead and put in some B-roll footage here of the quality of the burn. And you guys will notice that there is a lot of wax residue accruing on the sides of the jar here. Now, that actually is not an accrual. That is actually because the candle is struggling. It is on the struggle bus to pull out. Now, the funny thing is, I was kind of laughing thinking about this comparison, but stick with me here. If you are a parent of multiple children, I think we all know that sometimes our parenting, we can do the exact same thing for 3 kids. That's what I have. And all 3 of them in their inherent personalities either perceive things differently, or sometimes you have to take on a different parenting strategy with each one. But at the core, you're really not doing anything different fundamentally. You know, starting out, you're not doing anything differently with each one of those kids, but somehow the outcomes are coming out a little bit differently. And I'm kind of feeling that way with this candle right now, because honestly, I haven't done anything differently with this candle than I have done with my other Homeworx candles. I lit it up. I didn't trim the wicks beforehand. In fact, I have not trimmed the wicks at all on this candle. And yet, from the get-go, this baby struggled to pull out. I had it burning in the same places I have all of the other candles burning in. I honestly have not done anything differently with this one, and yet the performance on this one has just been bafflingly abysmal for me, which is a shame. And you would think, okay, well, good thing you bought 2 of them, right? Maybe this was just a one-time fluke. Well, no. My other candle is doing the exact same thing, which has me thinking that maybe something went wrong when this batch was poured. So I am going to share the pour date with you of this candle. If you are unfamiliar with how to find the pour date on your candle, if you look underneath on the label, you will be able to find a number that it should have something where it says like, I'm trying to remember what it says, but it should show you a number where it's like, there's like a year and then a month and a date. I will try to insert footage here to show you what I'm talking about, so that way you can find it. So the pour date of these specific candles is June 6th of 2022. So if you happen to come across one of these candles in your Homeworx, or not Homeworx, your Homegoods or Marshalls, and you happen to see that pour date or maybe one around it, I would say, you might want to save your money, because this one, the performance is so bad on it that it has affected the strength and throw. I love this one on cold sniff. It is such a shame, because I thought it was going to be so promising for me. I can barely smell this in my house. I would give the strength of this one maybe a 3, if even that. I feel like that's being quite generous. Throw, I will give maybe a 4, because when I do burn this candle in my bedroom, I actually can smell it in my bathroom, in the master bathroom, more than I can actually smell it in the bedroom, which is kind of strange. So I would say that it's throwing, but even then, the strength of it is still very much one that I really have to be sniffing the air and paying attention to smell it. In fact, if I were not like, I don't want to say if I were just a casual candle burner, but most of us are. But because I am reviewing these for all of you, I definitely am paying more attention to those little details when I am burning candles. And this one, if I wasn't really looking for it, I honestly probably would not smell it. It's that bad. And I think that that just has something to do with the wax not wanting to pool out. Even now, the candle that is burning in front of you right now has been lit for over 2 hours, and it still has not completely pooled out. There is some wax still on the sides. And in fact, that wax buildup was almost like a deep valley as I continued to burn. And so yesterday I finally took like one of those silicone spatulas and kind of like pushed some of the softened wax into the wax pool. Now I will say that at least the flames are good. The flames are not doing puny wick syndrome, as my friend Melanie likes to call it. The flames have been good on it. The wicks have been good. They're not falling over. So I just have a feeling that this was a one-off. Something happened in the wax formula of this when they were pouring it. Overall, this is obviously a candle that I cannot recommend for you to pick up. However, I would say that the scent itself is one that I thoroughly enjoy. And if this candle were to come back next year, so maybe if it's released in like a Christmas in July, or even for the next holiday season in 2023, I definitely would take a chance on picking it up again, because I do like the scent itself. It's just that this iteration of it is not performing well for me, and I would caution you, if you come across it in any of those local discount stores, you might want to just double check the pour date on it, because I would say if it's any time around the time that mine were poured, you might want to pass on it. Let me know in the comment box down below what your experience has been with this candle. I would be very curious to see if maybe this was a batch issue, or if yours is performing well, then maybe that can give some hope to those who are like, oh man, I was really looking forward to picking up that scent. Maybe if you have one that's performing well, then that's great. If you are new to my channel, just for some reference, my home is about 1,700 square feet. It is a single story, for the most part, open concept type of home. So that should give you a little bit of an idea of how to base, where I am coming from when I'm talking about strength and throw. Don't forget that if you like this video, to hit the thumbs up button. If you are coming across my channel for the first time, hi, I'm Katie. I like to talk about candles, and I sprinkle in a little bit of beauty here and there. So if that is something that you would like to join the little family here, make sure you hit that subscribe button and notification bell. I want to say thank you so much for spending your time here with me today. Make sure you are subscribed, because as my candle hauls are coming in, you better believe I will be sharing them all with you. And boy, oh boy, did I take advantage of some of those Black Friday, Cyber Monday sales. So you will want to make sure that you are sticking around to see some of my first sniffs. In fact, I am hoping to bring back my special guest. If some of you were here in the spring, you guys may have an idea of who my special guest might be. But anyways, hope you guys all have a very blessed day. Thank you so much for spending some time with me, and I will see you in the next one. Take care, guys. Bye.